Welcome back to One Up FBA. My name is Mike. In this video, we're covering the top 5 most common Amazon wholesale mistakes and exactly how to avoid them. You're going to want to stay till the end. This video should save you thousands of dollars in costly mistakes. We're going to cover it all, so stay tuned to the end. Number 1 is simply buying from the wrong wholesale suppliers. It's not uncommon if you are brand new. You're probably just going on to Google, you're doing a generic search, and you might come across a website kind of like this one here. Now, where things could get incredibly expensive is buying from brokers, liquidators, large closeout suppliers that their invoices are not going to be recognized by Amazon as an authorized source of product. I've said in other videos we want to be buying directly from a brand or from the authorized supplier that brand has referred you over to. Your supply chain is the number one most important thing in this business. Now, if you were doing a general Google search just looking for everyday suppliers that you can buy from, Amazon is not the platform to just be buying from these liquidators and random closeout companies. If you find yourself come across any type of website like this, such as Wholesale Central, it is not that these companies are not legitimate companies, it's that their supply chain is likely not going to work for Amazon. And it is absolutely not all of the companies on this website. I'm very familiar with PriceMaster, legitimate company, 4SGM, legitimate company. However, keep in mind on a website like this, people can pay for sponsored advertising. If we look at this very top one here, source for e-commerce sellers and entrepreneurs, next deal, right? This big banner, this big advertisement. If you are unsure of who to buy from and you're newer in the business and you simply click this, the very first thing that pops up on their website is a daily deal sign up. And then in all caps, sign up to get our daily deal offers right now. Email, first name, sign up right now. Now, I'm not necessarily trying to call out this company directly, but in their search bar, you can search it by ASIN, which is already kind of strange. They already are mentioning in their FAQs about CSV files. Amazon sellers are always asking for an inventory list. Can you ship directly to Amazon? If I'm not an Amazon seller, can I still apply? So they're basically saying their target clientele are Amazon sellers. They have Amazon related learning materials down here, eBay fee calculators, Walmart tool calculator. In my personal opinion, this is just a company brokering out deals. They're familiar with Amazon. This is not necessarily the type of supplier we're looking to work with in our business. And if their invoices for the brands that we purchase from it could be any type of company, guys. But as you can see here, I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of suppliers. We want to do our due diligence by following this checklist here. All right. Anytime we're vetting a supplier, how long have they actually been in business, right? This is going to avoid brand new companies that pop up as these liquidators and brokers. Just like the example I showed you, consider what type of customers they service, okay? We're looking to buy as a retailer, not as an Amazon seller. These companies should not be catering deals to us. Now, I've showed this in some other videos, but as a brief refresher, do they have trucks on the road, multiple distribution centers? Do they have deep-rooted, large brand and manufacturer relationships displayed and explained on the website? When were they founded? How long have they been in business? Do they have a LinkedIn profile that shows exactly how many employees they have and where their headquarters is? How many distribution centers do they have? How many SKUs do they carry? How many retailers do they service? We have to do our due diligence, right? This is the number one easiest way to get burned on product is buying from illegitimate sources or brokers that do not have a reputable chain of custody document from the brand or from an authorized distributor of the brand. Let's jump into part 2. Number 2 is not looking at potential brand restrictions or intellectual property complaint potential on a product. Meaning if you buy the product, you send it to Amazon, either you are not really permitted to be on that listing and you could get a intellectual property complaint to your seller account, or the brand themselves is selling the product and getting 100% of the sales. We're going to look at this amino acid product here. The clearest indication the brand is Doublewood Supplements. We see they are already on the buy box themselves. The brand is on the listing. I do not see any other sellers. And if we scroll down, we notice a completely flat line no matter where we put our cursor on Keepa. It says buy box Doublewood LLC. Down here, there's only one offer. Okay, this is the brand themselves. And if we jump into data and buy box statistics, 100% of the time, the brand themselves is getting all of the sales. Okay, some of these brands will work with distributors to grow their brand through other retailers, okay? These distribution companies work with a lot of retailers like ourselves and brick and mortar customers like a supplement store or a gym. They might buy this product to sell it in their retail store. So just because you have a distributor that has an item like this, let's even say it's profitable. I plugged in 950 here and you're like, "Oh my goodness, this one is a grand slam selling over 10,000 units a month. I'm going to buy this." Not only is it a restricted product, but it is a private label brand. Now, here's a perfect example of an intellectual property complaint or a listing you would want to avoid. One of my suppliers actually has this product for $1.65 a piece. We enter that here into RevSeller. It is quite profitable, selling over 700 times a month. You could get pretty excited about a product like this, and you scroll down and you see it is sold by Candy Dynamics. Now, if we just simply go to the brand's website, we can quickly figure out by scrolling down. Candy Dynamics is the manufacturer of this brand. So right away, the manufacturer is already on their own listing. And it mentions it right here. The brand is Toxic Waste, manufacturer Candy Dynamics Inc. But when we scroll down, what do you guys notice on Keepa here? Okay, the price is dropping, 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 dropping. There was over 40 sellers on the listing. Slowly trickled down. And then right here, we see this big drop off. Okay, whatever sellers were remaining on the listing, this is what an intellectual property complaint looks like. All of these sellers got an intellectual property and it's been flatlined to either their semi-exclusive partners or the manufacturer themselves. Those are the only sellers allowed on the listing. Let's jump into the third most costly and most common mistake that wholesale sellers make. The third is buying product from your suppliers that you do not quite realize is very seasonal, where it might show the product is selling fantastic right now. However, you are really buying it at the end of the season. Now, in this case, I'm using a very extreme example, and full disclaimer here, this is a private label product, but it had a great Keepa chart that you could reference for your wholesale product. Now, with this being a snowball maker, this is going to be extremely seasonal, and we can see that down here on Keepa. Now, I'm going to zoom way into this section here. You can see the rank was sitting at 174,000, actually becomes one of the top sellers pretty much every single year. However, if this was a wholesale product and you get some crazy deal for this item in March or April, you can see right here following my cursor, you might buy that product. And if you're not doing your due diligence with the Keepa historical data, not realizing that when you buy it and by the time it gets to Amazon, that rank is going to continue to get worse on the item. Anything to do with outdoors, anything to do with sports that are around certain seasons, or candy that is holiday related, all of those type of products can potentially have charts like this, and you need to be paying attention to when you are actually stocking that product. If this was a wholesale item we could buy, you want to be actually bringing this product in probably early October, and then about a month later is when it really starts picking up in sales volume. You do not want to be buying this in March or April. This is a very costly mistake. You're going to end up holding on to the inventory either for months and months and months, or just trying to liquidate it at pretty much a very deep loss. Number 4 is not paying attention to a price floor and a price ceiling on your Keepa charts. So also pertaining to Keepa. Now, again, merely an example because I found a good Keepa chart to use as a reference. When you have a wholesale product that is varying significantly in price, now I'm aware there's only one seller, it's Best Buy on the listing. Disregard the product itself and merely look at the price, okay? If we were to jump on this product without looking at the Keepa historical data, thinking that whatever item this is, we could sell for $149.99. If there are multiple sellers that in the past have brought the product all the way down to $109.99, $40 cheaper on a $150 product, just paying attention to RevSeller alone, whatever item this could be, if you had a product selling for $149, right? And that's, you're looking at the current Keepa graph, and your supplier carries the product for 90, and you're looking at it going, okay, it's almost a 30% gross ROI, 16% gross margin. Everything's fine and dandy, right? Until you stock the product in other third-party sellers who have previously priced it at 109. When that price starts to trickle back down, and it more than likely will if that's where the price point has been on Keepa multiple times, right? This is what I call a price floor. you need to be break even or just a little profitable typically at the pricing floor, right? If we were selling this product wholesale and it was at $109, you would be losing almost $14 plus logistics, prep, inbound shipping, all of those additional costs associated with the product. So please, when you are choosing good products from your suppliers or working with a brand, pay attention to the listing fluctuations from the price floor to the price ceiling. Okay. Ideally, you are break even at the price floor if that is the worst case scenario price that the product may drop down to or has historically gone to. And number five, and probably one of the most important, I cannot stress this enough, is your Amazon seller account health. You should pay attention to your account health dashboard on your seller account every single day. Okay, just as a basic rundown, right? Avoid selling restricted and prohibited products, listing counterfeit and inauthentic items. It's the first thing we covered in this video. Buying from suppliers that do not have a good chain of custody. They won't give you a good invoice, right? So if you get an IP complaint, a counterfeit complaint, none of those documents are more than likely going to help you get those removed or resolved on your Amazon seller account. Violating MAP policies, especially if you have a brand agreement in place. And this kind of goes hand in hand with just staying up to date with Amazon's product policies, category specific guidelines, and Amazon FBA inbound prep requirements. Okay, these change. One of the most important things you guys have to realize with wholesale is there is no insurance for this business, and that your capital is your leverage, right? We have to put that to good use. So if you are a seller currently struggling with wholesale, it could be finding profitable product or struggling with product analysis. Maybe you're having trouble opening legitimate wholesale accounts, right? Handling objections. Do you have a proper website that represents your business? Have you, scaled all the way up to LTL and full truckloads? Maybe you've never worked with a brand or authorized distributors at all. Maybe you're coming from an online arbitrage background, right? Do you have systems you can rely on, like standard operating procedures and product research techniques? Are you working too much in your business as opposed to on your business? Could you delegate with virtual assistants? Maybe you just don't even have anybody that is guiding you step by step, providing actionable homework, and getting on a call with you every single week. If you feel like any of these at all resonate with you, I'll leave a link in the description below to the 1UP FBA wholesale program. Now, there's very few people in the space that could probably say this, but our program has been out for over 3.5 years, and I've worked one-on-one with almost 450 Amazon sellers. If you've been considering having a coach or a mentor for your business, click the link down in the description below. You'll be speaking directly to me. We'll see if maybe coaching is a good fit for your business, and we'll go from there. Where we sit down together on a Zoom call just like this and go through all of the little challenges and moving your business forward. So I will leave the link in the description below. It's completely free to book a call and talk directly with me and see if it's a good fit. Thank you guys again for watching this video, and I will have more coming soon.